easy go.
There's no way that's real. She's dead if she's just done that for real. Wait, what's going on here? That's insane.
Break them down. Break them down.
Yes, that's right. There are fake parkour videos out there on the internet, and in this series I'm going to be breaking down and exposing some of the worst ones I can find on YouTube. In today's episode, we analyse a French girl as she runs the rooftops of Paris, and it's all completely fake. So just before we get into this, I wanted to introduce myself. My name's Scott, and I've shot parkour for over 10 years and created the majority of content on this channel. So I'm now going to explain to you over the next 10 or so minutes how you can tell this video is fake so you know what to look out for in the future. Let's get into it. Now this video actually starts off like a fairly typical parkour video. There's some POV elements and she's running across the rooftops of Paris, jumping gaps, which is very, very attention grabbing. And there's a few little inconsistencies at the very start, which I'm going to come back to, but the first shot I really noticed looking out of place is this one as she's leaping up the building. But there's a better example of why this shot is fake in a minute, so we'll get to this later. The video then progresses and we see some various shots on the rooftops. This beehive part's quite cool. More POV parkour, more prancing along the rooftops. We then see a couple more shots, including this cheesy dive roll over a lady in a bikini. But the first thing I really want to take a moment to analyse is this shot in the kitchen as she does a front flip. Now, you notice as she does this front flip in normal speed, it looks okay. But as soon as you slow it down and watch frame by frame, you can see there's some weird little glitches around her feet. Now, like, what's going on here? Her feet look like they've been cut out and stuck on from a different take. It's probable that they've filmed this flip somewhere else and they've stuck the feet on over the top of a different flip. Equally, if you look at this white square in the roof, they don't line up, so clearly they've done something to make this flip look different and it looks a bit fake. But I want to get to the worst stuff in the second half of this video, so bear with me. She grabs her salmon bread, she jumps out the window, and then she carries on doing parkour through the rooftops. She carries on running and then suddenly she jumps off this massive building, and this shot's really crazy. So let's break down and analyse the jump. So take a look. So she's just jumped off this, but where's she landing? Is she landing here? Is she landing there? Is she landing here? There? Who knows? I can't tell where she's going to. And if you take a look at it, you can tell that her jump arc itself looks a bit strange. And what I know they've done with this shot is they've made her jump somewhere else and they've stuck it onto this shot here instead over a blank plate. And you can tell because the actual jump arc is wrong. Most people in a parkour jump up and forwards and then start to fall. Her one, she jumps forwards and falls and then moves forwards again, which is very strange. It's a very easy way to tell this shot is fake. So let's progress with the video some more. And as I'm watching this video, I'm sitting here thinking, hang on, these are some really veiny hands. Like these are proper manly hands. And then it dawned on me, well, it's a man in a dress, isn't it? So I looked into the video some more, I searched out the production company and stuff. And actually the choreography for this video was done by Simon Noguera from the French freerun family. So I got in touch with some of the French freerun family and they confirmed that actually all the shots in this video are Simon Noguera wearing a dress with nice nail polish. And this does my nuts because there are female parkour athletes out there who are very talented that can do this level of parkour and more that they could have hired, but instead they hired a man and dressed him up as a woman. And I just don't think that's okay because there's plenty of very talented female athletes that can do this work, so hire them. Anyway, let's move on because there's even crazier stuff to come. Now this shot with the Eiffel Tower in the background is a much better example of how they've actually faked putting the girl running on buildings in general. They didn't even get her onto this building, they just faked it completely. And it's very easy to tell. So if you look at the size of the windows during the zoom out, and let's measure her size as well, and now we do the zoom in, you'll notice that her body size doesn't change at all, but the windows double in size. So clearly they've just filmed her running somewhere else, and they've cut her out, and they've put her over the top of a different shot again. Which is just so cheap. Like, go and find a location, or do it properly, or at least get your scaling right on your visual effects. This one's easy. And that's exactly how they did the shot the first part of the video as well. They've clearly had her running along the ground and they've tilted that shot and made her run up a building instead. But that's not all. I really want to get onto the very, very fakest parts of this video because they are amazing. So let's go. Look at this dive roll. There's no way that's real. She's dead if she's just done that for real. There's no chance. If she's just dropped off that, she's dead. No way that's real. Now let's play it back in slow motion. First things first, you'll notice that she now has a watch on her left hand for some reason. Don't know where that's come from. But as she drops off this balcony, she falls down about 4 stories, which is definitely not humanly possible before anyone says it is in the comments. And then she's going down to roll. Now watch how she's rolling. Watch the shoulder she's going down to roll on. What you'll notice is her right hand is above her left hand. This implies that she will be rolling over her right shoulder. As is the case in parkour, whichever hand is first is the one you're going to roll over that shoulder. So she's rolling over her right shoulder. However, upon the actual roll, she comes out on her left shoulder. You'll also notice her watch is gone. So obviously the actual editor of this video has no idea how to even cut parkour correctly because he can't even match which way the hands are supposed to go on a roll. And this is the end of the video where she runs around the corner and she grabs her beauty box. This was actually an advert for a beauty box that came out a couple of years ago. And when it came out, it was very viral. It got a Vimeo staff pick and it went absolutely everywhere. And it really pains me because it's one of the more famous videos with females doing parkour in, and it's just completely fake. And there's a couple of other things that I've noticed, so check this out. This one is incredible. So let's go back to the kitchen. Now in the kitchen, after she grabs the salmon bread, she jumps out a window. And this shot looks very strange, and I've saved it because it's the fakest one there is, and I think it's absolutely amazing that they had the cheek to do this in a video. Watch how she jumps out the window and then lands on the roof. Now as she's jumping, you see there's a strange shadow on the ground. And I sat here and I thought, what is that? What is that shadow? And that's when I realised what it is. They've tied a GoPro to a piece of subscribed string and they've put little cardboard shark fins on it so it flies straight, and they've thrown it out of a window to fake roof gaps. How mad is that? They didn't even do the shot for real. This is a GoPro on some string. I actually can't believe they've had the cheek to do this, especially knowing that they actually had a parkour athlete on set doing the POV action. They could have just used his content instead, but they faked it. Why would they do that? So I really wanted to try making my own GoPro shark fin setup, so I grabbed a box of chicken soup and cut out some shark fins and stuck them onto a GoPro myself, and this is kind of how it turned out anyway. Not bad, but you know, quite quick. I threw it across the street a couple times to make some test footage, and to be honest, it looks exactly like the video. Anyway, back to the analysis. Now watch closely here, you'll see how the GoPro gets thrown out of the window and bounces off the floor before they cut back to her holding her salmon bread. The actual editing is just so bad here. And then I thought, well, maybe this is how they've done the other shots in the video. So when we rewind back to the start of the video and you look at her doing this roof gap here, it's the same thing. Her arms disappear, the camera flies through the air in a strange way, and then she lands while sitting down again. And this is also how they've done the dive roll in the courtyard. And there's a couple of other little things in this video that I noticed that were really funny. So if you watch when she runs through the beehive here, you'll notice that the poor model, bless her, who clearly has no parkour ability, and that's fine, nearly clips her foot and nearly dies on this one shot here. Look how she, like, you know, once again, if they'd have hired an actual female parkour athlete, they could have had the girl not only doing the parkour, but actually doing the running as well, and she wouldn't have almost killed herself on a small little bit of rooftop like this that she clearly shouldn't be running on. And one other thing I noticed is they've actually made a few mistakes production-wise. If you look on this shot here, you can see a man on the roof who's clearly part of the production team. And there you have it. That is one of the fakest parkour videos on the internet. Now in the next episode, I'm going to be looking at and reviewing a bunch of people doing flips off of buildings, in front of trains and in front of cars. And some of these ones are just as crazy as this video you've just watched. If you've enjoyed this series, you can support the channel by subscribing, leaving a comment, liking, it really helps out. We've also got a bunch of merch. We've got this t-shirt going on right now and they're on sale at the moment, and there's new stuff coming on the way. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. One more thing, if you know of any fake parkour videos or anything you think might be fake but you're not quite sure, please send me an email at scott@ampysound.com with a couple of links and I'll take a look for you, and if it is fake and I can prove it, I'll feature it in this series. Thanks guys.